Here we are at the RC wrench bench, and continuing on the theme of wings, we have the front wing. I have trimmed it out, which was actually pretty easy. I usually despise trimming out wings, but this one was obviously small and easy. I have never run a front wing on a buggy before, and to be honest, I think they're a bit of a gimmick. I can't imagine it actually makes much of a difference. If you believe that your front wing is the difference between first and last place in the A main, be sure to let me know in the comments. I think what I'll do is install it and probably run it until it breaks and then chuck it and forget about it. Most of the tracks I run on tend to be on the smaller or medium size. There is one larger track that I go to a handful of times, 5 or 6 times over the course of the season, that is quite a bit larger, and maybe there it would make a difference with enough downforce. So this just bolts right through the front shock tower with a little retaining bracket that is, I think it's the same exact thing that you use for the shock tower protector. So I'm just going to go ahead and use the reamer. The wing does come pre-marked with where you need to put the holes in, and these are small 2.5 millimeter screws, so we're just going to make sure that we don't make these holes too big that we are putting in here. And just like I did on the wing, I'll go through both sides. Maybe if I had a better reamer I wouldn't need to do that, but that's what we do. Make sure that's right in the center. I went for a long time without using a reamer at all. I thought for sure that just, you know, kind of making a hole with a X-Acto knife and then using a drill bit was as good as it got. And I was surprised at how much easier it was to make good, precisely located holes in Lexan using a reamer. So definitely a recommended thing. All right, I've got a little bit of Lexan that's kind of stuck in there, so I'm just going to use this blade to kind of spin around and trim that off. I might actually paint this. Probably get beat up real fast on the front of the car, but who knows. There. All right, so there are some little washers. So small 2.5 millimeter screw, followed by a washer through the wing. That hole's probably a little bit tight, but so be it. And then this little bracket goes right through the bottom, through the back side of the front shock tower, and that fits in there very precisely, so that makes this a pretty easy install. Oh, I don't know, the crystal clear looks pretty cool. Maybe I won't paint it at all. I remember back in the day, everybody always painted their wings. Of course, no front wings, but rear wings. Now hardly anybody paints rear wings. I mean, they do get beat up pretty fast, but I do think that they look kind of cool. All right, so that plastic in the back, I'm not super confident is very strong, so just make sure that you don't screw it down too tight. There we go. We got our downforce, we got our aero package installed on this thing now. We got the wing on the front and wing on the back. Thanks for tuning in.